Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I've made myself some wonderful coffee. The crows outside are setting the ambiance for this video, so that's cool. It's snowing, I got a new light, things are okay, things are good. And I thought that since everything is just trucking right along in 2017, I thought it would be an appropriate Sunday afternoon to have a coffee talk. So here we are. If you haven't had a chance yet to go make yourself a nice beverage, whether it's coffee or tea or hot chocolate, or if it's not even cold where you live, then I don't know, a frappuccino would do the trick too, I guess, you know, but I thought coffee would be appropriate this evening. Today, I wanted to sit down and have a discussion about my college story and the experience that I've had to get to where I am now. And I really am sorry about the birds. I know they're super annoying. I can hear them, but I can't just make them go away. They're going to drive me crazy because they're just out there yapping and yapping. But what can you do? It's like a wintry day and they're out there having fun, I guess. As many of you might know by now, I am a student at Purdue University, which is in Indiana. And I grew up in Indiana and I've never lived anywhere else. This is just where I've been forever. I grew up knowing, my heart was set on it, that I would go to Purdue and I would become a veterinarian. And some of you probably also know that that is not the case whatsoever. Plans changed, and they changed kind of fast. So anyway, I guess let's just back up from the very beginning and hear my whole story. Probably figure out how I ended up where I am, because sometimes I still wonder how in the world I am here. Growing up, my mom actually worked at a vet clinic, and she still works there, and now she's the manager. So growing up, I had the opportunity to see surgeries and help out and see what's going on. I got to volunteer at the clinic and, you know, see routine things that they did, like fecal samples and how they did heartworm tests and all that stuff. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And I swore I was going to be a veterinarian. Well, going into high school, I ended up working there, and as much as I loved it, and I started showing cattle, and I really just loved animals and wanted to be a veterinarian like a lot of little kids want to, I never really put in as much effort as the students who are going to veterinary school did. I never really volunteered anywhere else other than the clinic. I didn't spend extra hours at the clinic. I kind of did the bare minimum and just kept telling myself that that's what I wanted to do. So I kept going. I just kept saying, yep, I'm going to be a vet. Kind of changed within itself to where I said, okay, instead of being a vet for dogs and cats, I want to be a veterinarian for food animals like cattle, because I started showing in 4-H. So junior year rolls around, I get to pre-cal, and I failed. Like, I straight up failed pre-cal and trig. Like, both, I just completely failed. I thought, oh, whatever, like, that sucks, but it's gonna be fine. I totally thought I had turned my Keurig off, and I definitely did not, so sorry about that. But at least my coffee tastes really good. So I applied to Purdue my senior year, made sure I got early on the deadline, had everything ready to go and filled out. November 10th rolls around, and all the freshmen who have applied get their decision. That day rolls around, and I get an email. Usually when you get accepted to college, the email that you get will be like, congratulations, da 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 da. Well, my email did not start off with the word congrats. I keep reading, and it's like, you have been asked to, I forget what the word is, but it's like, they wanted to wait. They wanted to wait and see my last semester grades. Okay, like, that sucks, but that's not a no. I was like, okay, it's not a no, they just want to see next semester's grades. So I was in college algebra at the time as far as math, and I was taking things like physics and dual credit English and all of those things. I thought I'd be fine. Like, I had like a 3.5, really close to that. I was like, I'll be fine, like, I'll get in. So I wait, and I want to say like April. So you graduate in like May, right? So either April or March, an email from them. And again, it didn't start off with the word congrats. So I was like, oh boy, this is not good. I look, and I had been deferred and waitlisted. So they basically said no without being mean, and they were saying that there's a chance that I could still get in. I was devastated. Like, I was so upset. I just thought, well, crap. Like, what am I going to do? I can't go to Purdue. I can't be a vet. So it was just a wake-up call for me. It was scary. I basically was ready to pack up my bags and move to Oklahoma because I was not about to go to a community college. I was stubborn. I thought it was bad. I thought there was a stigma surrounding community college saying that I'm not smart enough to go to a 4-year university. And I was so wrong. And I'm so glad that my mom made me go back and read my official acceptance decline whatever letter that they actually will eventually send you on your account or in the mail. And I didn't want to read it. I was like, no, I don't care. They said no. I'm going to Oklahoma because I was not happy. But I read it, and they had offered a program that goes through the College of Agriculture, because at the time, in my senior year, I was still applying to go to vet school, or like be a pre-vet concentration when I went to school. But when they said no, I really sat down and started to think about what that meant. Because if you can't get right into school and you want to eventually go to vet school, like that's hard. They're competitive, it's rigorous, it's a lot of work to go to vet school, and it really made me reevaluate what I wanted to do. And I think it was a blessing in disguise that I didn't get straight into Purdue. And they had offered a program that was full-time at the Ivy Tech, which is the community college in the area, and still take classes at Purdue part-time. So it wasn't ideal, it wasn't where I wanted to be, but it meant that I could still go to Purdue. And I could still live on campus and still be a Purdue student, just not in the traditional way I thought and expected I would be. So I accepted. I was not happy. Like, honestly, I was pretty miserable the first semester just because I kept thinking this is not right, this is not where I'm supposed to be, and I was just very negative about the whole experience. I am in my 4th semester of college, and I'm full-time. I am full-time at Purdue. So that's kind of a short, summary of how I got here. I went through not what I wanted. I lived on campus for a year, and now I don't, which also was an interesting decision because I didn't expect my sophomore year to be not on campus or not with that sort of atmosphere. So I think that I did the whole college experience a little different, and I think everyone does. Biggest thing that I've taken, and I'm still learning right now from my college experience, is that you don't have to do it the same way that everybody else does. Don't be afraid to transfer and start at a small school and transfer, because it's honestly easier to get into the university you want to go to, because if you transfer and have a really good college GPA, it's a lot easier to just switch over to a different university. But it was easier for me to do that. And because I came from a small school, it was a lot less of a shell shock to go from a tiny school to a huge campus. There was an in-between little middle where I could go to smaller classes with a community college atmosphere, but still have the Purdue experience by living on campus and having Purdue classes. But I made it. I'm here. I'm full-time, and it's kind of been a crazy start to the semester because my classes, I can tell, are a lot harder. I'm taking a math class at Purdue. Oh boy. So that's a little scary. But it's honestly amazing, and I am doing really incredible things, and sometimes I just look back and I'm like, how in the world did I end up here? I went from wanting to be a veterinarian to being a major in agricultural communication. How in the heck? But I love it. It's perfect for me. And I'm minoring in animal science, so I still get to have that atmosphere of the vet stuff. And the more and more I get into my major and take classes, the more I realize I probably would have been miserable if I would have stuck with and been stubborn enough to say, no, I'm going to go in the pre-vet route and go to vet school someday. I would have been miserable and probably wouldn't even made it through the first semester, and I would have been set back. But now I'm ahead because I had credits in high school, and then I transferred over, so I'm ahead by a whole semester, and it's just weird. And you have to reflect a lot on you as a person and how you get there. It feels awesome. It feels awesome to be full-time now. I was always a Boilermaker. I was already a student, but The first day on campus being full-time, I just felt it. I just felt like I was finally here, where I'm supposed to be. It's weird because growing up I was like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, be taking all these hard math and science classes and going to be a doctor. Like, I was going to have a, you know, a doctorate and become a doctor. I'm excelling a lot more now than I think I would have, and it's just crazy. And I know I'm probably rambling and this probably doesn't really make sense, but the moral of my college story is that you don't have to have everything planned to a T, because most likely your plans aren't going to go the way you have them planned out anyway. Like, as much as I try to plan stuff out now, I just know that you can plan and try to have everything like straight in a line as you want it to be, but the chances of it actually happening that way are pretty slim. I think you just have to enjoy the ride. Like, you just have to. You have to enjoy the coffee and enjoy the ride, and don't panic. Like, I don't know. Even though things are, like, I'm still only halfway through, and I still have a lot of work to go and to end up where I want to be, I can really attest that going through rejection and denial and feeling like you failed ended up being a really good thing for me. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm here. It ended up being crazy, and there were plenty of bumps along the way, but I'm full-time now. I just want to encourage you to not give up if something, you know, if there's an obstacle that comes up within your high school years or the beginning of college, don't freak out. Don't freak out, because it's happening the way it's supposed to happen, and you're going to end up fine. Like, it's going to be fine. So, I don't know. I feel like I've left things out, but it's cool. It's coffee talk. I'm just rambling about things, so. On that side of the camera setup, I mean, looking around, like, my room is a mess. Like, things are messy. Sometimes they feel overwhelming and stressful and messy, but you're still moving forward, and you're going to end up where you need to be. So, I don't know. Hopefully that made sense, and hopefully you enjoyed hearing, like, my real college story, because I think I've referenced it a lot in some of my older videos, but I never really explained what happened. I just want every single person out there to know that you can do what you want to do. You just have to keep moving forward. Like, you can't just stop. And especially with everything going on in the world right now, I don't know. We're all people. We're all humans, and we all have beliefs and goals and values, and I just don't want you to get discouraged because of a roadblock, because it'll be fine. And life is complicated, but it's beautiful and wonderful, and I hope that you all go drink your coffee and live your lives. So, thanks for sitting down and having a little chat with me today. I would appreciate it if you subscribe down below, and I will also have all of my social medias linked down there as well. And I will see you guys next week in my next video. Bye, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are heavy into the holiday spirit, whether that's Christmas or something else. But today,